Hi, this is TapCat, and welcome back to my ongoing quest to build the ultimate theme park, TapCatLand. I'm pretty happy with how the sci-fi area looks. Granted, I spent quite a bit of time getting it there. I apologize for the wonky camera there. Likewise, I think I'm content to leave the Old West alone for the moment. We are going to do something new. And that is specifically to come out into an unexplored area, an untouched area, and start working on a tropical / pirate deal. All right, let's go ahead and reveal this. So we got a sleigh ride, and I will go ahead, since we still have plenty of money, and do this. And I'll go ahead and max it out. Okay. So I'm not going to do my approach quite the same for this ride as I have the others, or not ride, you know what I mean. Themed area. I'm not going to finish building this and then build a road out and a new circle and all that. I'm going to pick a spot pretty far out. And this is going to be where we build our lagoon, because I want at least one lagoon. I want this to live up to its name. I do want to leave some room back here in case we do a monorail, which I keep thinking I probably will do at some point. So I'm very anxious about doing this, by the way. I'm afraid I'm going to put it in the wrong spot. And once I dig this out, I'm not really going to want to futz around with it. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Yeah, this should be fine-ish. Yeah? Let's do it. What's the worst that could happen? What do I need? What am I going to place? Well, as usual, I have been a busy boy on Steam Workshop. And let me see. Let me go to track rides. So this is it. This one. Now, assuming that I place it something like this, or hold on. Hold on. Yeah, it would help if I was going to put it right side down. So we would want this to be positioned something like that. Hold on, let me try this. That's pretty good, I think. Right here. So I would need to expand the lake to my left somewhat, the left of the screen. Okay, let's do that. So before we place it down, and then I'm also going to build something under the, actually, hold on, let me do this. This is definitely one where I feel like even with the Steam Workshop, it's really not a super simple thing to figure out, exactly how to make this work. So can I see? No, I think this is good. Okay. So now I just have to position it this way. And that, again, this feels okay to me. Other than, I feel like I probably should have dug this stupid lagoon even deeper. Okay. Boy, I hope this works. Now, obviously, we'll be filling this up with water, so that's a thing. This is the lake edge, so that part's pretty perfect. This is almost the lake edge. So what I was thinking I would do is that I would build up a small little island here for this to sit on. Oh, can I? I need to make this bigger. Not huge, but I don't have to come up like in the perfect spot underneath it. I just want to be close. So here's what I want to do. Let's select these three things. Actually, I don't mind picking up that sign with it. And then we're going to grow this thing a little bit more. And then we're going to grab these again. Well, hold on. Not this. Okay, let's get you. Let's put you over here. It doesn't really work, does it? I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say one of the reasons is that, one, it's standing a little too tall, but it's also a little too like narrow. So I think what I want to do is something like this. Except I don't want it to be perfectly flat. And I don't want it to be quite this tall. Okay, so let me roughen this up a little bit. I need to dial back this intensity a bunch. And I think I want to make this smaller. So I'm not like especially good at terrain shaping, I don't feel. But I think this is one time, like, you don't have to be some kind of master sculptor. So, okay, let's try this again. It's really funny to me, like, even having a blueprint, I don't feel like this is easy. Okay, I don't mind having these sticking in there up to a certain point. So let's leave it at that. Okay, I have these. I feel like I could just put these here. I'm not super worried about them, you know, being over this far. So I don't really want to fill this up with water until I have to. Let's do something similar here. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not even going to... oh, crap. I didn't want that. Oh, boy. Can I split that off? So somehow this is all a collection? Are you kidding me? When I click on... So I can move these three, no problem. But when I click on that... Wow. Well, that's kind of rough. That is kind of rough. So I'm stuck with it where it is. I can't even move it to bring the ground over or anything. I may just try once we have the water, but it's not going to look good because the water won't come up that high. Okay, let's leave that for now. This is definitely an issue. Hopefully, I won't have the same problem. Okay, good. Done. That was a nice change. I don't mind saying it. I missed the one palm, that's all. Okay. Done. So we're doing, actually, for the most part, we're doing really well. Other than that one spot, which is going to be problematic. I'm not, oh, damn it. We just had our second one. Okay, well, I hate to say it, but I'm thinking I'm going to move what I can. And then if there's like one rogue palm tree out there. See, normally you can split stuff off. Let me see. If I edit building and then click this. Yeah, this is going to work. Maybe. Nope. Same issue. Let me try this again. Okay, hold on. You. Tree 1. No. Oh, no, now it is going to let me. Wow, that's so weird. All right. Well, I'm happy. So, do I want to try this just one more time? If I say edit building, and then just click on this and say split from building. Yeah, the problem I had last time, this is going to work. We're okay. Cool, cool, cool. So now all I got to do is pick these 3 items and move those. And we don't have anything just kind of hanging out above the water. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Okay. I think that we can go ahead and fill this up. Now, the one thing I honestly had thought about doing is making the lagoon even bigger. And I guess if I do, I'll have to move these trees. But let's go ahead and fill it up. So, wait, really? Wow. Okay. All right. So even without any kind of movement or anything, that's what it looks like. And I would say that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, arguably, that's less good. How am I supposed to fix that exactly? Could be very difficult. If I were to move it over, like, could I shape the terrain in such a way that I raise it up here underneath this? Maybe. Let's put it this way. We're gonna bring it up part way for sure. And make it where it's not like so painfully obvious. Let me flatten this part. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it will not let me go directly under where the building already is. So here's the question. See, I can't. Let me do this. This is so dangerous. Because it's going to be so difficult to get this back where it belongs. But we shall try. So I think what I want to do is go flatten again. And I just don't want to come out any farther than here. Okay. And we can always roughen that up some to make it look more natural. But hopefully that will give me a kind of tabletop to start with. And now this is the really, really big test, huh? Okay, actually, I think it's right about here. Please work. Okay, well, it worked. I just didn't do enough of it. So see over here where I was focusing on, I feel like this is good, right? Like we have it on solid ground. And then the problem starts over here. So, I mean, you could argue that this stuff being in the water, if as long as the water comes up to it, is not the end of the world. This part right here, it kind of is. So that's okay. What we're going to do is very similar to last time. It'd help if I click on the right button. So we're going to bring this up. Let me see. We don't have to have it all the way out, I don't think. Although I don't really want it to look all wonky for long stretches either. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. And back here, I don't necessarily need to flesh this out, I guess, but okay. All right, I think we're going to go one more time. I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. I had no idea it would be such a lengthy process, but in a way, I think it's kind of good to show this because it really does show you, like, even if you're taking somebody else's blueprint, when it's super elaborate like this, it can still be a real thing, you know, so. Is that where I wanted it? I'm not sure it is. Okay. I feel like that is probably about it. So, he said with great confidence, let's try this. Yeah, I hope this works, to put it mildly. Now, the nice thing is this little island that I created in the middle is a pretty good touchstone for me, and so are the edges of the other ones that I moved. I feel like I should have it just a little further back. Let me go ahead and do that. That's it. Nothing extreme. I just wanted this better centered on the rock. That's all. Okay, let's take a serious look. How are we doing? I'm a little off here. You know, doggone it. I was wondering if this area was too low. Crap. Because I saw it wasn't even with this. Doggone me. Oh, I am sorry. Okay, I'm just going to do that. And then this will be quick. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Done. Now. Okay. I refuse to be beaten by this stupid thing. And now, perfection. It's flush. I think we got this. Ah, okay. I honestly think that's good. Nothing, as far as I can see, nothing is floating above the ground. You know, the buildings look like they're supported. This part comes out, and that's okay with me. I think you have to kind of assume that this is meant to have some kind of supports built under the water because they have the stupid ships basically right on top of the castle. It isn't like the very most realistic thing you're ever going to see. So let's go ahead and bring the water as high as we can. And I think that'll do. It won't go up another notch, right? Nope. All right. I am pretty happy with how that looks. Woo. How come this looks like it's broken or something? It seems like there's tiles missing. I think I'm going to try to fix that, but maybe that's something I can do off camera because I spent quite a bit of time just placing this. So let's see. I don't actually know where to place the entry and the exit. And I'm going to get dizzy trying, I think. Here, let me do this. Let's come at it from a different angle. So place entrance. Yeah, good luck with that. Seriously? Okay. So, oh my God. You're killing me. Like, seriously? You're killing me, game. Let's back away. I'll try coming in through the front again. Okay. Maybe there? Because it's in front of the arch at least. Okay, and then here's the other arch. So I'll put that here. Now, oh my gosh, this is brutal. I guess I'll go cobblestones. I'm not sure what they would use in the Caribbean, to be fair. Okay. I feel like I got a fighting chance now. Honestly, like, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do it. Okay. I don't think I want to bring, like, the actual queue out any farther than this. So I'll stop here. How am I going to run the exit queue? So if I come out the same way, I guess we come off to the side. Okay, fair enough. And I probably just use a like a natural path for that, maybe. Curb railings. You know, these like literally just are all identical descriptions. That's really helpful. Thanks for that, guys. Okay. So let's have it come down. Oh, I had it. how is this obstructed? Is it the plant? Okay, this is actually fairly annoying. Wait, what's going on? Okay, I get it. I get it. So come down. Oh crap. Well, that didn't go the way I wanted. Oh my God. Did I go down too far? Because I kind of feel like I might have. Let me do this. Oh, come on. Okay. Where is it? There we go. There we go. Okay. If I can come up, I'm pretty sure we got this. Okay. Now I think I'm going to leave it here until we get our main paths. But in the meantime, I feel like we're good to go here. We obviously need to run a test for this, right? The other thing that I've thought about doing is building a like more than one ride off of a lagoon. So the question then becomes, do you want multiple water, bodies, whatever you want to call this? Like, we haven't even dressed this up, right? I call it a lagoon. It's not a lagoon right now. It's a big puddle of water. So I'd like to make it look more like a tropical location. We need to figure out what that entails. But at any rate, I have the same issue, right? Like, I could expand out the water in these directions easily. And then potentially add another one. Like, I had another blueprint. Let me see. Was it a track ride? Yeah, I think it was this. There we go. So let me flip it around. So it's a rapids ride, and it does have a piratey theme. And it's pretty cool. But I definitely would prefer to have it, near water. But it's going to feel very cramped having these like right on top of each other. So again, the question is, like, do you want them on top of each other or what? And I guess I need to think about that a little bit. So one question, can we make this look more like a lagoon? I mean, if I'm going to expand this, then doing a lot of painting is kind of bad. But let me just do this. Let me pick one of the more deserty colors. And, sand is sand. So supposing we did something like this. I feel like that helps a little. Now, the funny thing is, it's called tropical for a reason. So if this was a beach, it would be sandy. But in general, I would expect the area to be, very green. So let me see, like out here, can we make it look any more lush? Yeah, at least up to a point. I'm not going to do a lot of this. I kind of want to just experiment a little bit. But we could definitely try. And of course, the more, I don't know if dramatic is the right way, maybe effective is the word. But we could put down all kinds of green bushes and stuff. Now that's from a forest. Yeah, but stuff like this, that's totally a thing. We can put down flowers if we want to. I don't know about a conifer. They don't specifically identify... Oh, brother, a beech bush? Huh. I am not familiar with that. But anyway, you get the idea. Like, we could put down massive numbers of these. I mean, we put down, you know, the more deserty looking ones like these in the Old West because we wanted it to look like a desert. If we want this area to look lush, you know, we can accomplish something very similar by putting down all kinds of flowers and green and all that. All right, well, maybe what I'll do is think this over and figure out what to do next. I want to really try and make this area, you know, very cool, as I do with all of them. And so why don't we do this? We will ride through here and see what it's like, and then maybe we'll call it for this installment. I love that fire effect. It's very cool. Now, the original creator of this literally called it Pirates of the Caribbean, so he's not exactly masking his intent. I mean, you know, he's very honest about what inspired him to do this. And there are actually a number of things in here that are very clearly a recreation of the original ride at Disneyland. And, of course, it's sister rides at Disney World and other parks around the world. Like the ship-to-ship battle, the town being on fire and stuff. Those are directly out of the ride. But I love there's a lot of detail in here. I would be curious to know why he chose a rapids type ride. Oh no, this is a log flume, isn't it? I was thinking of the other one. I was just going to say, like, Pirates, it uses little boats. And this log flume is actually as close as you can come to a similar vehicle in Planet Coaster, at least as of now. I will not be surprised at all if there are expansion packs later and all kinds of things that they add. So there's a little ship-to-ship. Yeah, the ship is firing at the fort. So that's what I was talking about. That is something that absolutely happens in Pirates, the original. But see, look how many plants he put in here. These are also right out of the ride. This idea of the skeletons that had been, you know, like basically a pirate got locked in a cage as punishment. And they just literally left him there to rot. So many trees in here, though. Really did a beautiful job. And am I wrong, or is this where we came in? It looked very similar to where we came in, at least. One thing I did notice is the scenery for this ride is rated at high and not very high. And that's something I may have to try to address. Oh yeah, we didn't come this way. That was a nice little drop, though. Also, part of the original Pirates. Are we coming back to the loading section? Yes, we are. All right. Well, he did a very nice job. He really did. There's a lot of little details in here, and man, it takes so much time when you're making stuff like this. I have nothing but admiration for the people who spend hours and hours building this stuff. Let me just see. Yeah, track scenery rating is high. So I am tempted to try and put something down. This is pretty dense already. But like literally, even if all I did was come down here under the water and put something down that isn't even visible, but it should add to the scenery rating for the ride, and then that way I'm covered. Because as I understand it, these track rides, its prestige and people's desire to ride it hinges almost entirely on that one thing, on the scenery rating. I was going to look and see okay, our prestige right now is 691, which isn't bad, but consider that the coaster that I built over there with all the triggered lights and stuff, that's closer to 1100. And the thing is, like, I really need something over here that will help pull people to the pirate area as opposed to these other parts that have very high prestige rides. So, okay, I think that's going to do it for now. And when we come back, we'll figure out what all we want to add. Obviously, I haven't opened up a path or anything. I kind of want to get this area set. Like, you saw how many times we had to move and reseat this. And if we have to do that with another one of these big rides, I want to get to the point where I've got my big stuff and my bodies of water, however many there's going to be placed. And then we're just down to placing stuff like the whirligig or something like that, or whirly rig, they call it. And, at that point, I'm totally happy to just go back to our standard template of, okay, I put a circle down and, boom, here's the whirly rig, boom, here's this, boom, here's that. That's easy. It's when you're trying to figure out how deep a hole or, how big a hole you want to dig and fill up with water. Do I need another hole to fill up with water or multiple, like that'll totally screw with our ability to put other stuff down. So, all right. Well, that's going to do it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time.